Global growth is going to slow very significantly over the course of the next year. And although we like Australia, and I think Australia should be an overweight in portfolios, Australia is going to slow as well. So why is global growth going to slow down but not be a disaster? And so this chart on the top here is showing you the amount of excess savings. So not just savings, but excess savings that people have accumulated since that's when the pandemic began. So this is sort of running along in the US at zero, and then suddenly, bang, $2.5 trillion of excess savings. In Australia, there's something in excess of $160 to $100 billion sitting in bank accounts that was not there before the pandemic. People have got plenty of cash, whether you look in the US, Europe, Australia, UK, large amounts of cash. It's starting to be chipped away at by high energy prices, high mortgage rates and the like. So consumers are in a good position. Businesses, clearly some businesses today we're seeing inventories pick up, but there's still a whole lot of areas, cars, anything with a semiconductor or a chip in it, there's still low availability. So consumers have got cash, businesses have had inventory to sales ratios come down a long way, so they need to reproduce in order to lift up their inventories back to normal levels. Businesses want to invest. I suspect that's a combination of issues around the decarbonisation of the world or electrification. Businesses are looking for efficiencies. From a goods perspective, most of the pressure on inflation is gone. Goods prices are falling now. It might take a little bit of time to see that in Australia, but certainly goods prices are starting to come down from where they were before. The other thing I would keep in mind as well is in investment markets, there's a whole lot of focus on inflation. Now, the dirty little secret is inflation is a rate of change. The price of oil today is about $95 a barrel. If it's $95 a barrel in a year's time, inflation is zero, and central banks are happy and investors are happy. But businesses are still paying $95 a barrel, and they're still paying higher wage rates. So you've got to be looking, profit margins for companies are going to come under pressure over the next couple of years, because all of these costs, while they're not going to go up again, they're probably not going to come down that much either. So profitability, margins, companies that can't push through price increases, that's going to be something really important to keep an eye on moving forward. So I think there's a lot of pressures that we see around the world. So one of the things that's made getting inflation down difficult has been just how tight labour markets are. But labour markets typically take 6 to 9 months to reflect the impact of higher interest rates and slow down. So, one of the things we can see around the world is labour seems to be short. There's just not a lot of labour around. So I think labour markets will take some time to weaken. In the US, unemployment's gone from 3.5 to 3.7. I think we're looking here, if we're looking at a garden variety type of recession globally or a significant slowdown, I think you'd expect unemployment rates to be 1% to 2% higher than where they are now, maybe 1.5. So